Right, can we start with the salawat, please? Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farajam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So what we're going to do, and what we started last week, was something that you call journaling the Qur'an. We'll do a little bit more as in journaling than we did last time. It was a little bit of an introduction. So if you look at the introduction to journaling, which is the next slide, it's literally about personalizing your Qur'an. So you're going to see a Qur'an, inshallah. I've started a new one here. This is my older one. But you'll be able to highlight things. You'll be able to, you've got little stickers in front of you. You'll be able to put stickers into your Qur'ans. And every time you go to a majlis, hopefully, whatever ayah you listen, you will highlight it in your Qur'an, and you'll put a post-it note about what that particular zakira told you about that majlis, okay? We have a color directory in the buildings. Fatim, can we put on the color directory? So if you look at the color directory, every building, there's a book here. You can either download it from the website yourself, or we've printed them out for you. So every single building is printed out. You can cut them out and stick them in your Qur'an. So I'm going to turn this one, that's pretty new, and you can see with every surah, I've just stuck a building in. Can you see that? That way you get a summary of the buildings there. So you can either download them, or we've printed them out for you, and you can sort that out. Now if you look at the color directory, it's quite simple. Jannah is green, which you know. Jahannam is black. Are you good with that? Jannah and Jahannam, green and black. Red is warnings. I mean, that goes without saying. It's like common sense, right? Allah is literally a mixture of, He's everything, all your 99 names. And if you put them together, it's white. Guidance comes in the form of nur, which is yellow. So we thought about the colors before we did them. When you look, reflections we put at blue, because when you look at the sky, you're going to think of reflections, right? And everything else then comes in between. Are you good with that? So whenever you look at the building, the color of the different sections should match this. If I were you, I would download this, or we'll try and find something for you, whereby you'll always keep it in front of you, so you know what the buildings are all about. Now, last time I started with Sura Al Faatiha. We talked about it, and you can go back to the YouTube video that goes with it, but I'm not going to go into everything. What I will do is just go over the sixth ayah, Ihdina Sirat Al Mustaqim. So Fatima, maybe we can go to that slide, okay? And Ihdina Sirat Al Mustaqim is the one that you highlighted, which is guide us on the straight path. I'll try to explain that to you. Basically, guide us to our full potential, okay? I asked you as homework to look at where Sirat al-Mustaqim appeared in Surah Al-An'am, if you were there last week. If you weren't, and if you saw the YouTube video, that was your homework. So where it appears in Surah Al-An'am is ayah 39, 87, 126, 153, and 161. When we come to Surah Al-An'am, we will cross-refer, okay? This will be on YouTube. You can always download it and have a look. I'd like to explain mustaqim because we recite it 10 times a day. Ihdina Sirat Al Mustaqim. Normally, mustaqim is translated as straight, right? But it may be straight, but it's straight up, it's rising, it's ascending. And if you ever climbed a mountain, I did. I went to Mount Kilimanjaro last year. So if you climb a mountain, you find the higher you get, the more difficult it gets, because the air gets thinner, and if you haven't practiced, then you get something that I got, which is altitude sickness. It's the same thing with Sirat al-Mustaqim. If I want to be able to reach my full potential, then in my head, Mustaqim must be a mountain that I'm climbing. It's not easy, but you get there, a step at a time. Are you good with Mustaqim? Okay, we talked about it last week, so this was just a little bit of going over it. Then we go to Surah Al Baqara. And I talked about Surah Al Baqara. If you remember, I told you about the 9 sections. Now, I don't know how much you remember, but I'm going to go over it. Surah Al Baqara is the longest surah of the Qur'an. It's known as the zenith of the Qur'an, right? Most people, when you say recite Surah Al Baqara, they say, show me something smaller. Okay? So I'd like you to try and go through Baqara like we did last time. Think about it. 9 sections. Are you good? 9. First section, put yourself in a class. You either believe, or you don't believe, or you're on the fence. Easy. Second section, Allah. Third section, first student, which was Adam. Okay. Fourth section, naughty students. Right? Really the difficult ones, the Bani Israel. Now, we might laugh, but we're no different. Okay, the why, the how, the what, the whatever. Fifth section, star student, Ibrahim. Now you've learned the history. In the sixth section, he tells you, I'm going to change your class from history to practical, which is your change of Qibla. 180 degrees, you go to a new class. Seventh section, oh, it teaches you what to do. Everything. Everything is in the seventh section. It's practical laws. Eighth section, he says, now you qualify to know me, as in Allah, as how awesome I am, which is called Sayyidul Ayat, which we will do today, which is Ayatul Kursi. Okay? And then finally, the ninth section is CPD. Basically, it's continuous development. Okay? And that's Amana Rasul. So today is actually what journaling is all about. So the first ayah we're going to journal is ayah number 2. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alif Lam Mim. ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابِ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ هُدًى لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. Now those of you who know Arabic know that ذَلِكَ is not this. هَذَا is this. ذَلِكَ is that. So how come this is that book? No doubt in it. Quran has a journey. And when we go to the surahs, I'll talk about it. It started off in Lawh Mahfuz. You know that? In this, if you can say, somewhere in the heavens. Then it came down to the heart of the Prophet. And if you want to look at the ayat that tell you about its journey, let's start with Lawh Mahfuz. Most of you know what Lawh Mahfuz is. But the heart of the Prophet is given in Surah Al-Shu'ara, which is Surah number 26, 193 and 194. And you can look at it later. Lawh Mahfuz is mentioned in Surah number 85, Ayah 21 and Ayah 22. But again, when we come to that, we'll come in. So you can imagine this book, somewhere in the heavens, brought down to the heart of the Prophet. That's why you say, Inna anzalnahu fi laylatil Qadr. On the night of Qadr, the whole Qur'an was revealed to the Prophet. Yet it took him over 23 years to reveal it piecemeal as and when the occasion demanded. Now can you imagine keeping that all in and only being able to tell it when you're instructed to tell it? Are you good? Can you understand? So ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابِ is that book. Now this book here, هذا is Quran. هذا القرآن, you'll see it, we'll come to it many times. This is the Quran here. That is the book. This is a written document. This is a written document that if you keep it in your, say for example, my children love Wagamama, right? So they went and bought this book, this recipe book for Wagamama. Now if you look at all the recipe books I have in my kitchen, Wagamama's book is the cleanest. There is no flour on it, there's no oil on it, there's no thumbprints on it, which immediately tells you that it is unused. Right? The usage of the Quran comes when you make it into a kitab, when you make it into something that's etched into you. So anybody who thinks that they cannot write in their Quran or they cannot make it a usable thing, there's something wrong because you're not using it. So ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابِ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ, no doubt in it, is a guidance for those who are God conscious. And that's the first ayah we learned when we went into inverted brackets, big Quran. If you ask anybody, they know ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابِ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ هُدًى لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. A book of guidance is a book that is used. Okay? Right, so this is how I've highlighted mine, just so that you can see. I put different colors. You can put whatever you want. You can color it all as one. It's entirely up to you. I suggest pencil colors because it makes it a bit easier. Are you good? Okay. Right, the next one, everybody knows this. Summum bukmun umyun fahum la yarji'un. My grandma taught me this when I saw a dog. Petrified of dogs. So she said, Summum bukmun umyun fahum la yarji'un. Hear no evil, see no evil, whatever no evil. You know that, don't you? So on your stickers, you have these 3 monkeys there, right? Speak no evil, hear no evil, and see no evil. Summum bukmun umyun is not only for dogs. It's for any time you are petrified. If you are scared, summum bukmun umyun fahum la yarji'un. Are you good with that? And you know, you can be scared of anyone. I'm not even going to take any names here, okay? So, now this is talking about those who just don't understand. who have no understanding. But I'm not going to go into this right now. Right now, all you know, summun bukmun umyun fahum la yarjiun. You can see I've highlighted it, and you can do the same. Deaf, dumb, and blind, so they will not turn back. And it works. Okay. Next one, 231. There's a lot of ayat. I'm just doing bits and pieces because I want to make sure we get to the 114. Okay. 231. وَعَلَّمَ آدَمَ الْأَسْمَاءَ كُلَّهَا. We taught Adam all the Asma'ul Husna. Now, if we taught Adam all the Asma'ul Husna, that means genetically in each of us is embedded Asma'ul Husna. When the Prophet said, تَخَلُّقُوا بِأَخْلَاقِ اللَّهِ, adopt in yourself the attributes of Allah. He meant study the 99 names and make sure they are embedded into you. Now, it's not difficult. Not difficult at all. 99. If you do one a week, it's 99 weeks. We will do them at some stage. On your stickers, you have 99 somewhere, I hope. You see them? 99 up there? I would put 99 there. And I would make, not a ahad, I would try and make myself know that I will, inshallah, try and learn the 99 names because I need to manifest them. So every single name, let me just take a random name, okay? I like Ra'uf. I love Ra'uf. Ra'uf is number 83. Ra'uf means the one who is so incredibly kind that he causes you no pain. Secondly, the only one who understands what's going on inside you. Even if you were to try to explain to anyone, they will not understand. The Prophet is known as the Prophet who is Ra'uf. Imam Rida is known as Imam al-Ra'uf. Let me tell you a story. So, Sheikh Bahai, he's building the haram of Imam Rida. When he's building this haram of Imam Rida, he told the builder, you will not put the frame of the door in front of that grave until I come tomorrow morning. Builder's paid by him. Builder said, okay, fine. At night, the builder sees in his dream Imam Rida. And Imam tells him certain things that he's confident that this is Imam. And Imam tells him, before that guy comes, go and put the frame in. So he puts the frame in. Now you can imagine Sheikh Bahai. He says, but I told you. I told you not to put it in. So he tells him what Imam Rida has told him. Sheikh Bahai wanted to put something in the frame, a tawiz, which meant that anybody who sinned could not go in. But Sheikh Bahai put his head on that sill and he said, Antar Imam al-Ra'uf. Now that's learning Asma'ul Husna. There's lots of stories, by the way, but that's one of them. So when you see this, especially 31, make it into yourself. Ask him, Ya Allah, let me learn the 99 names. Are you good? Okay. 243. 243 is Jama'ah. This is where Jama'ah comes from. There's nowhere in the Qur'an that talks about Jama'ah. Nowhere. Maybe Surah Al Jumu'ah talks about going and praying together. But this ayah talks about Jama'ah. Wa aqimus salah wa atuz zakah. Then what does he say? Warqa'u ma'ar raqi'in. Do ruku with the, so put Jama'ah there. And hopefully in your stickers, you've got somebody doing ruku. Can you see? Warqa'u ma'ar raqi'in. So if I were to ask you, where in the Quran does it talk about Jama'ah? You'll say, I don't know. Maybe Surah Al Jumu'ah, but that talks about the day of Jumu'ah. This is the place that talks about Jama'ah. Warqa'u ma'ar raqi'in. It's an order from Allah. Do ruku with those who do ruku. In your homes, pray together. Wherever it is, find somebody to do ruku with. And if you can't find anybody, make a niyyah. You got angels behind you. But think about them. Okay, oh, great. Next one. Help. وَاسْتَعِينُوا بِالصَّبْرِ وَالصَّلَاةِ. Do you remember we did إِيَّاكَ نَعْبُدُ وَإِيَّاكَ نَسْتَعِينُ. Isti'ana is doing something, asking for help for something that you are already doing. If you're not doing it, it can't be isti'ana. It's asking for nasr. Because you see, إِذَا جَاءَ نَصْرُ اللَّهِ وَالْفَتْحُ. But isti'ana is actually, I'm doing something, I need help to do it. So here he says, if you're doing something and you're a bit stuck, then ask your help with sabr, which is in essence perseverance. Do the best you can. and salah. Connect to him. I will repeat this again that I did last time. Salah is not merely recitation or standing and bowing and doing sajda. Do the minimum. Just do the wajibat. But try and understand what it is. Inshallah, we'll, as Quran goes on, we'll do it. Right, 267. This is where the name comes from. Baqarah. وَإِذْ قَالَ مُوسَى لِقَوْمِهِ. When Musa said to his people, إِنَّ اللَّهَ يَأْمُرُكُمْ أَن تَذْبَحُوا بَقَرَةً. Allah has ordered that you are able to do zibah of a baqarah. قَالُوا أَتَّخِذُنَا هُزُوًا. They said, is she making fun of us? قَالَ أَعُوذُ بِاللَّهِ أَنْ أَكُونَ مِنَ الْجَاهِلِينَ. He said, I seek protection from Allah. I won't tell you something just like that. Now they went on asking what color, what sort of cow, whatever. So every surah takes its name from something. Here, this is where it takes its name. And you see the Baqarah is a bit yellow, right? It's supposed to be a bit yellow. You all know the story about it. And if you don't, inshallah, one day we'll talk about it. Right, 2104. First time you see Ya ayyuhal ladhina amanu. 88 times in the Quran, he says, Ya ayyuhal ladhina amanu. Now my 2 pennies worth. I would suggest that you start with all the surahs in all the ayat of the Quran that say Ya ayyuhan nas, all human beings. And then go to Ya ayyuhal ladhina amanu. So Ya ayyuhan nas, let's take an example. Ya ayyuhan nas. Inna khalaqnakum min dhakarin wa untha. We have created you from one man and one woman. وَجَعَلْنَاكُمْ شُعُوبًا وَقَبَائِلَ لِتَعَارَفُوا. And we made you into tribes and communities so that you recognize each other. Can you imagine if everybody was Khoja? Or if everybody was a Merali? Be difficult. So he's saying the diversity is only there so you recognize each other. So you understand the value of diversity. There's no such thing as someone is better than another one. But he says, Inna akramakum indallahi atqakum. The most honored in the eyes of Allah is the one who is God conscious. So it doesn't matter where you come from, who you come from, whether you have blue blood or red blood or green blood, it really doesn't matter. Whether you're Stanmorian or Haidari or whatever you are, it doesn't matter. Inna akramakum indallahi atqakum. Now I'm giving you one verse of Ya Ayyuhan Nas. If you look at the book Journaling, which is somewhere, I don't have it here, but we have a book called Journaling, and journaling takes you through all the du'as, then all Ya Ayyuhan Nas, and then all Ya Ayyuhal Ladhina Amanu. You don't have to buy it, download it, and you could highlight all those ayat. When we come to it, we'll do them. Right, next one. A dua that you need to read all the time. So let's go to 2127. And 2127, the sticker, I hope you have a Kaaba. Do you have a Kaaba? You have a Kaaba and you have dua hands. It's quite fun sticking stickers, okay? It's like going back to school. Okay. وَإِذْ يَرْفَعُ إِبْرَاهِيمَ الْقَوَاعِدَ مِنَ الْبَيْتِ. When Ibrahim raised the foundations of the house, وَإِسْمَاعِيل, and with Ismail, what did he say? رَبَّنَا تَقَبَّلْ مِنَّا إِنَّكَ أَنْتَ السَّمِيعُ الْعَلِيمُ. Now, this is not just said for Ibrahim. Whenever you do something, you're journaling the Quran. As soon as you switch it, close it, Rabbana taqabbal minna innaka anta as-sami'ul alim. If you feel that you're not appreciated, Rabbana taqabbal minna innaka anta as-sami'ul alim. Anything, no mother or no person looking after house is appreciated because they're known as merely housewives, okay? But with absolutely everything, Rabbana taqabbal minna innaka anta as-sami'ul alim. I can't say this like enough times to make sure it goes into us. And we do it. Are you good with that? Okay, great. I love this one. 2129. Okay? So 2129 is the dua of Prophet Ibrahim that is answered in Surah Al Jumu'ah. So what did he say? He raised his hands and he says, Rabbana, وَبَعَثْ فِيهِمْ رَسُولًا. Raise from them a prophet. He's looking at all these people in Makkah. Now look at what he says. يَتْلُو عَلَيْهِمْ آيَاتِكَ. Who will, tilawa is to be able to understand, to recite in such a way that you understand. So what goes from your heart, from his heart, should touch my heart. So you want them to recite his signs. وَيُعَلِّمُهُمُ الْكِتَابِ. And who will teach them kitab. Kitab is law as well. Who will teach them the law. Without laws, things don't work. وَالْحِكْمَةِ, and wisdom. وَيُزَكِّيهِمْ, and purify them. إِنَّكَ أَنْتَ الْعَزِيزُ Hakim. Now go to surah number 62. You've got a Qur'an in front of you. Please go to 62. And that's a surah that you should know like the back of your hand. Okay? Because you recite it every day in Jumu'ah, I hope. So let's see what he says. Keep this in mind. Look at this and see what he says. هو الذي, ayah number 2. هو الذي بعث في الأميين رسولا. Now what did he say? يتلو عليهم آياته. What did it say? يتلو عليهم آياته. Okay, so that's a tick. Then he said, وَيُزَكِّيهِمْ. A little bit of the order was changed. Can you see? وَيُزَكِّيهِمْ وَيُعَلِّهِمُ الْكِتَابَ وَالْحِكْمَةَ. Every single thing Ibrahim asked for was done, but the order was changed a little bit. Can you see? Every time you recite Surah Al-Jumu'ah tomorrow, because you will recite it in the morning, I'll talk about Jumu'ah tomorrow, inshallah, today, inshallah. Every time you recite Surah Al-Jumu'ah, remember 2129. Every time you do a dua, it is heard. But sometimes the order is a little bit changed because he knows best. His timing is different. The way he does things is different. When we come to Jumu'ah, inshallah, we will do a little bit more on that. Right, 144, change of Qibla. And hopefully you have a 180 degrees sticker here. قَدْ نَرَى تَقَلُّبَ وَجْهَكَ فِي السَّمَاءِ. We have seen, O Muhammad, how you look at the heavens. فَلُنُوَلِّيَنَّكَ قِبْلَةً تَرْضَاهَا. So we will turn you to a Qibla that you will like. The Prophet did not say anything. He didn't verbalize anything. He sat in this cave and he kept on looking at the Kaaba. On the other side was Jerusalem. That was their Qibla. So there wasn't a need to verbalize. But there was an ache in him that said, why can't I keep on looking at this even when I pray? Do you understand? Each one of us has within us something that sometimes is hard to verbalize. All right, the du'as that the Imam have taught us help us, but it's still difficult. All you need to do is focus. This is what tells you there. 180 degrees in the middle of, you've been to Masjid Dhul Qiblatain. From here to there. So that's 2144. Complete 180 degrees. I don't need to go into the story, so you can put 180 degrees there. So that you highlight. That's how the Qibla was changed. Okay? There's a slide on how the Qibla was changed. Inshallah, that slide should come up in your YouTube. We've put a lot of different stuff on it. Again, now Qibla, which is 2150. I'm hoping you've got another Kaaba, small Kaaba. There's Qibla, the little orange one. Can you see it? Whatever one you want. وَمِنْ حَيْثُ خَرَجْتَ فَوَلِّ وَجْهَكَ شَطْرَ الْمَسْجِدِ الْحَرَامِ. Wherever you come from, you face Masjid al-Haram. So if anyone was to ask you and me, why do you face Qibla? Why do you face Makkah? Yeah, Quran 2150. 2150, I hope. 2150? Yeah, it's there. Right, my favorite ayah. Oh, I say all of this. 148, okay? Got that? It's really amazing. It's really cool. So it says, وَلِكُلِّ وِجْهَةٌ هُوَ مُوَلِّيهَا. He said, oh, you are reading the Quran. Every single existence has got a direction. All of us. All of us have something in our heads that we want to get to. He says, فَاسْتَبِقُوا الْخَيْرَاتِ. Find the best of goals. You know, companies pay thousands of pounds and lots of pounds, lots of money to find a mission statement. Go to any company in the world and they'll tell you their mission statement, right? Even coffee shops and fast food shops and whatever, finger licking good, you all recognize that, don't you? Right? Okay. So stuff like that, it's something that you will recognize. So he's saying, think about it. Don't just make a decision just now. Think about it and make the best of decisions. I will give you one that you can work on and maybe create your own. So if somebody were to ask me, what is your goal in life? I would say that when the angel of death comes, I want to say, thank you for life. I did my best. Khalas. But that's my goal. I'm sure you can develop it. You see, if I had a goal like, I want my child to be potty trained, they will get potty trained. I was talking to one of my children, and they said that with the third child, they didn't rush it too much. I said, I didn't with my fifth, because I mean, at 12, she's not going to wear diapers, is she? Just leave her. Why do you want to stress from 9 months and 10 months and sit near that potty for 100 hours a day? It doesn't matter. Okay, so find the best goal. Don't look at short term. You can have lots of little short term bits, but the long term must be your focus. And that's why he says, فَاسْتَبِقُوا الْخَيْرَاتِ أَيْنَمَا تَكُونُوا يَأْتِ بِكُمُ اللَّهُ جَمِيعًا. He will bring you. He will bring you all together. You good? 148 goals. Okay. 153. Again, the same thing. It's just a repetition of what we did before. Ista'inu bis-sabri was-salah, inna Allaha ma'as sabirin. This is just something that sort of goes along with this. Now here, they always tell us, why do you say labbaika ya Hussein? Why do you say ya Abbas? Why do you do that? Everybody asks us. It's not shirk, because we know the first cause is Allah. But this is the ayah that you need to use. وَلَا تَقُولُوا لِمَنْ يُقْتَلُ فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ أَمْوَاتٍ. Do not speak of those who have given their life in the way of Allah as dead. بَلْ أَحْيَاءٌ. They are alive. وَلَكِنْ لَا يَشْعُرُونَ. But you do not even perceive it. So 154, whenever asks us these things, here, that's our answer. It's in the Qur'an. It's not anywhere else. Because the moment you say labbaika ya Hussein, or you say ya Abbas, they say, hello, where are they? Here. Are you good? Thank you. Okay. And you can see I've highlighted it in red, because to me that's what a shaheed is all about. Yes? Right, 156. Every time somebody dies, you and I say, inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. But if I were to ask myself, where is it in the Qur'an? I'd say, I don't know. Now, hopefully you have a circle of life up there in your stickers. Can you see it? Tiny little circle. Put that circle of life there. It's not only for when somebody has died. When you can't find something, inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. When a friend has disappeared, they haven't called you. You've texted them. You see the blue ticks, but they don't answer. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. They will come back. Especially if you told them, inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Okay. So, I have no choice but to. But if you were to recite that, it's phenomenal at finding things. And if you don't know, everybody knows inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. If you don't know it, just say 2156. God knows. Okay? You good? All right. I've highlighted, as you can see, I've put the sticker on, and this Quran has different stickers, but the one that I've done for you is a little bit different. Okay. I don't know whether I can finish this. This is the ayah that the Prophet said, that if anybody followed what's in this ayah, then they are definitely Ahlul Jannah. And he said, I don't even say inshallah. I repeat again. This is known as Ayatul Bir. Bir, in essence, is walking, talking goodness. So it's somebody who's just good, walking, talking goodness, right? So basically, I don't know how to explain Bir. Bir comes from bar or bar, but in essence, it's what you want to be. Now let's just go over it a little bit. And you've got a window there, because that's the window to Jannah, okay? And that's Ayatul Bir. We sort of put it in as a window. So the first thing that the window says is, لَيْسَ الْبِرُّ أَن تُوَلُّوا وُجُوهَكُمْ قِبَلَ الْمَشْرِقِ وَالْمَغْرِبِ. It doesn't matter whether you face the east or the west. In other words, it doesn't matter if you live in the east or you live in the west. You can't say, oh, there's adhan coming in the east, so I'll be a better person. He says it doesn't matter where you are, whatever you face. وَلَكِنَّ الْبِرُّ. Now he tells you what bir is. First, you believe in it, Allah. Then you believe in accountability. Then you believe in the angels. Then you believe in the book. And you believe in the prophets. So basically, you believe in Allah, divine guidance, and accountability. The three major usule deen. And I repeat again, because I know you will call me and say, but you forgot Adala and Imama. I didn't. Because Adala is part of Tawheed. Imama is part of divine guidance. I didn't forget. And accountability. So once you believe it. Now, how does that manifest itself? So I believe, but how does it show? The first thing it shows is your generosity. He didn't say prayers first. The first thing, manifestation, is wa'atal mal. They are generous. Ala hubbihi, even though they love it. Who do they give it to? Okay, so let's go through this section. Tawil kurba, their family first. This is in order, by the way. Wal yatama, the orphans. Wal masakin, those who are in need. Wabna sabil, the refugees. Wasa'ilina, those who ask. Wafir rikab, and those who are enslaved. You know, you and I don't know whether you do this, but whenever I go to drive to London, on the way you'll find people coming to your car. In Gujarati they say, Fool ne to fool ni bankri. Just put something in there. If you walk on Edgware Road, it doesn't matter what you think of those people. Buy them a meal. Sit down. Give it to them. But don't let, that is your manifestation. Then when you finish that, it says, وَأَقَامَ الصَّلَاةَ وَآتَى zakah. Then it says they establish prayer and they give zakah. And then the next slide, then they say, وَالْمُوفُونَ بِعَهْدِهِمْ إِذَا عَاهَدُوا. They keep their promises. وَالصَّابِرِينَ فِي الْبَأْسَاءِ وَالضَّرَّاءِ. Whether it's good times or bad times, they persevere, they're always good. وَحِينَ الْبَعْثِ. And when it's time, when it's conflict time, they persevere. They don't just let it go. And then he says, أُولَٰئِكَ الَّذِينَ صَدَقُوا وَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْمُتَّقُونَ. I suggest you look at this ayah again and again. We have an app called Q-Bytes. Or we can put it on the website. But you will find a whole explanation of Ayatul Bir. And inshallah, you can go into it. Okay. All right, next one. You all know this. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu kutiba alaykumus siyam. We all like Ramadan, don't we? We need to know where it is. 183. 184? Or 185 rather? Shahru Ramadan. And you know this because you recite it in the dua alladhi unzila fihi al-Qur'an hudal linnas wa bayinatin min al-huda wal furqan. It's an ayah of Qur'an. It's not just dua. So where's Shahru Ramadan? Ayah 185. Okay, great. I love this one. And you love it too. And you got dua hands here, no? I'm sorry, I don't have fasting here. My fault. Oh, by the way, you had Baqara here. Did you put Baqara in its place? You got a little cow there. Yeah, okay, great. Okay, 2186, any dua hand you want. We put in a variety of them for you. وَإِذَا سَأَلَكَ عِبَادِي عَنِّي فَإِنِّي قَرِيبٌ. It's beautiful. أُجِيبُ دَعْوَةَ الدَّاعِ إِذَا دَعَانِ. I always answer the call of the one who calls me. And all he says is, فَلْيَسْتَجِيبُ لِي. Answer me. How do I answer you? When adhan comes, go and pray. When you read the Qur'an, just say labbaik, answer it back. لَعَلَّهُمْ يُرْشَدُونَ. If you want to walk in the right way, look at the Qur'an, read it. Answer it. You good? I don't think I can say much about this ayah. Oh, and then everybody fights over this because the moon, especially in here, it like wears hijab, especially in Ramadan. And he says, يَسْأَلُونَكَ عَنِ الْهِلَّةِ. They ask you concerning the new moon. You can stick a moon there. You've got a moon here, right? Little smiley moon. I'm not going to go into moon stuffs right now. Okay. All you know is that in Ramadan it wears hijab. And then every ayatollah has a different whatever. But it's good. This is the one that you recite every single day. رَبَّنَا آتِنَا فِي الدُّنْيَا حَسَنَةً وَفِي الْآخِرَةِ حَسَنَةً وَقِنَا عَذَابَ. Now I'd like you to cross-refer here, because you know this. Good in the world and good. So go to Surah An-Nahl, Surah number 16, Ayah 30 and Ayah 122. I'm sorry I'm making you cross-refer, but that's how journaling works. 16. Let's go to 1630. Okay? What does it say? وَقِيلَ الَّذِينَ اتَّقَوْا مَا أَنزَلَ رَبُّكُمْ. And it is said to those who are God conscious, what is it that your Rabb has revealed to you? What did they say? Good. قَالُوا خَيْرًا لِلَّذِينَ أَحْسَنُوا فِي هَذِهِ الدُّنْيَا حَسَنَةً وَلَدَارُ الْآخِرَةِ خَيْرٌ. Can you see it? وَلَنِعْمَ دَارُ الْمُتَّقِينَ. You see the cross-referral? Yes? Okay, the next cross-referral I gave you was what? Do you remember? 100 and? Okay, so turn to it. 122. This is talking about the best student, Ibrahim. Look what he says about him. He says, وَآتَيْنَاهُ فِي الدُّنْيَا Hasana. وَإِنَّهُ فِي الْآخِرَةِ لَمِنَ الصَّالِحِينَ. But all of us, every single one of us. You don't want to be lopsided. You want good in the world and you want good in the akhirah. That's what you want. So he says, if you want good in the world and good in the akhirah, follow my best student. See what he did. And what I remember about Ibrahim, and maybe you do too, and you know lots about Ibrahim, is that he never ate alone. Did you know that? If he was home alone and there was nobody to eat with him, he walked miles to find someone. I mean, you might find him building the Kaaba. I can't go build the Kaaba, but I know I can do one thing. I won't eat alone. Now, if you find that you can't go and find people to come to your house because it's difficult, send food, no? Not only in Ramadan, Sani Kali Ramadan ma wo muklawe. Can we not send it other days? Oh, okay, good. Is my time over? Still a bit, okay. Right, my favorite one too, and yours too. So, every time you go for ghusl, this is what you're going to do. Inna Allaha yuhibbut tawabin wa yuhibbul mutatahhirin. If you don't know it, and I tell the children this, I said Allah knows His book so well. So when you have all that steam on your shower door, write 2, 2, 2, 2. They might forget. But Inna Allaha yuhibbut tawabin wa yuhibbul mutatahhirin. Every time you go in the shower, you don't have to do just ghusl when you have to. When you go in the shower, which hopefully is every day, I really hope so, then you will do ghusl. Whether you do ghusl of istighfar, whether you do ghusl just with a niyyah of, you know what, I want to be close to Him. I want to learn this book. There's a ghusl for that too. So, Inna Allaha yuhibbut tawabin wa yuhibbul mutatahhirin. You forget it, you know the 4 twos. 2, 2, 2, 2. Write it on the shower thing, no? Okay. Can't be that difficult. I can't do Ayatul Kursi now. I think my time's up. I can. I can't. Yes, I need to do it. Okay. Ayatul Kursi, I absolutely love this. So this is known as Sayyidul Ayat, 255. I'm sorry I'm keeping you, but this is like just phenomenal. Because tomorrow is Friday, I mean, this has extra bits to it. There's a symmetry in Ayatul Kursi. Okay, let's start and see how you know it. So if you look at that rainbow, Allahu la ilaha illa huwal hayyul qayyum. What are the 4 Asma'ul Husna? Look at the last bit. Wa huwal aliyul azim. What dua do you recite in Ramadan? Ya aliyu ya azim. And what is here? Ya hayyu ya qayyum ya aliyu ya azim. Sayyidah Fatima, she said, I'm using her words, she said, there is not a single problem that you might have that will not be alleviated with Ya Hayyu Ya Qayyum. Imam Ali says that there's not a single night since I heard it that I have not recited it every night. Ayatul Kursi, okay? And then you see the second bit, which says, وَلَا يَعُودُ حِفْظُهُمَا. And then what's the other bit there? لَا تَأْخُذُوا سِنَةٌ وَلَا. No. Now, there is a symmetry about it. I'll try and go over it again next time because I think I'm getting all these looks that I need to finish quickly. I need you to look at the symmetry. I need you to understand it and go over it. What I'd like to do first is go through your benefits. So hopefully you will recite it tomorrow. Okay. I need to go over it a bit with a bit more time. So the first thing is it eases your memory or increases your memory. If you have any difficulty in life, first 4 ayat of Sura Al Baqara, Ayatul Kursi, and Amana Rasul. Okay? Whenever the Prophet recited it, he would smile. Smile when you recite Ayatul Kursi. Just smile. Because he would say, this is from the treasures of the heavens. You need to understand this ayah. There's so much to it. There's 50 words in it. Every word has 50 blessings. I would recite it standing, sitting, whatever you're doing. Just recite it. At night, in the morning, whenever you go. It is protection. You get all these angels behind you. Istighfar. If you recite it as soon as you finish salah, that salah is definitely accepted. And if the angels in the grave tell you, hello, what happened to your salah? You say, hello, your Prophet said if I recited Ayatul Kursi, it would be accepted. And it will be accepted. And people came to the Prophet and said, Ya Rasulullah, but anybody can do this. Anybody will just recite Ayatul Kursi and everything will be accepted. He said, they'll forget. So I'm telling you, as Stanmorians, don't forget. Okay? Because I mean, like I mentioned last week, Jannah is so lonely unless you have everybody there. Are you good? So what we will continue with, you were right, I didn't finish Baqarah. So what we will do next week is start with Ayatul Kursi, read up a little bit, but I need to go through the sections with you, and we'll finish all the others. It's not long. And then we'll go to Al Imran. And next week we'll give you another batch of stickers for Al Imran. Are you good? Yes. Can we end with the Sura Al Faatiha for all the marhumin?